Hello, and welcome back to the deep dive. You are listening to English Refine. And if you are here, it is probably because you're looking for something a little different than your standard grammar drills.
Right. Yeah, something more practical.
Exactly. You are looking for that bridge between the classroom and the real world. And our mission here is actually quite specific. We want to help you improve your English speaking skills by dissecting simple real life conversations and really figuring out what makes them tick.
Yeah, it's about taking the English you already know, the vocabulary that's kind of just stored in the back of your brain and bringing it right to the front so you can use it when it actually counts.
Yeah.
We really want to help you find that confidence to express who you actually are rather than just reciting lines from a textbook.
Totally. And I am feeling fantastic today. I've got my coffee, I've got a whole stack of notes, and I am ready to go. How are you feeling today?
I am feeling very supportive, honestly.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, a little playful too. I think we're going to have some fun with this topic because it is deceptively simple.
I love that energy. Okay, so let's unpack this. Today we are diving into a topic that sounds incredibly easy on the surface, but it's actually one of the biggest stumbling blocks for learners at almost every level.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The topic is learn English by talking about your weekend.
Ah, yes, the classic weekend conversation.
Yeah.
It seems so small, doesn't it?
And
Like it's just small talk.
right, just small talk.
But if we connect this to the bigger picture of social dynamics, it is actually the absolute foundation of connection in the English-speaking world.
It really is.
It's the gateway to friendship, to better relationships with colleagues, even to networking.
It is, and yet for so many people, it is a source of absolute dread. We call it the Monday morning panic.
The panic is so real.
You know the feeling, right? You walk into the office, or you see a neighbor while you're checking the mail, or maybe you're just standing by the coffee machine.
Yeah, holding your mug, trying to wake up.
Exactly. And someone looks at you and asks the most innocent question in the world, how was your weekend? And suddenly your brain just goes completely blank.
Completely blank. It is a fascinating psychological phenomenon, really. We looked at some research on this for the deep dive, and it's often called retrieval failure, induced by anxiety.
Retrieval failure.
Yeah, you know you had a weekend. You know you existed for the last 48 hours.
You didn't just materialize out of thin air on Monday morning.
Right. But in that moment, the pressure to perform in a second language, it just wipes your memory clean.
Exactly. You start scrolling through your mental camera roll like, wait, did I sleep? Did I eat? Who am I even?
It's fight or flight.
It is.
Yeah.
And because you're panicking and you don't want to stand there in awkward silence, you just say the safest, most boring thing possible.
It was fine.
Yep. You say it was fine or it was good.
Even if you went skydiving, even
Yeah.
if you met the love of your life or found a literal bag of money on the street, you just say, it was fine, because it's safe.
Yeah, safe and easy.
But here's the thing, and this is crucial for you listening right now to understand. It was fine is a complete conversation killer. It puts up a massive wall.
That is exactly what we are going to fix today. The goal of this deep dive is to move you beyond it was good and it was fine. We want you to be able to actually connect with people, not just report facts like a robot.
Yeah, connecting is the key word there. We aren't just teaching you grammar today. We're teaching you how to build a bridge between you and another person using your weekend activities as the building blocks.
So here is our roadmap for today's session. It is packed. First, we're going to look at why this is so hard, the psychology behind that blank mind, and how to structure your answer so you do not freeze.
Vital stuff.
Then we are going to lay down the law with the grammar foundation, specifically the past simple tense, because you really cannot talk about the weekend without it, and we need to make sure that engine is running smoothly.
And then we'll move into the fun stuff, which is the vocabulary. We're going to look at specific expressions that make you sound supernatural, dividing them into two teams based on what kind of weekend you had.
Team stay at home and team let's go.
Exactly. We will also have a common mistakes clinic to fix those tiny errors that drive native speakers and learners crazy, like the difference between fun and funny.
Oh, that's a big one. And
Yeah.
finally, we are going to do a mini role play so you can hear how this sounds in action, followed by some interactive practice where we really want you to speak out loud. It's going to be great.
Let's do it.
So let's jump right into segment one, the basics. Why is this so hard?
I think it's important to validate that struggle first. I have heard so many learners share this exact relatable moment.
Yeah.
You're standing there, maybe holding your coffee, and a colleague asks, "How was your weekend?" And you nod and you smile, but inside you are absolutely panicking.
Yes. You feel like you need to give a speech or something.
Right. And that leads us to a concept we found in the source materials that I absolutely love. It's the difference between the highlight reel and the police report.
Oh, this is such a good distinction. Let's break that down.
When learners get asked this question, their brain often defaults to strict accuracy. They think they need to provide a police report, a chronological list of evidence.
Right, like at 8 a.m. I woke up. At 8:30 a.m. I brushed my teeth. At 9 a.m. I ate toast.
At 10 a.m., I waited for the bus.
It's exhausting just listening to it.
It really is. No one wants the police report. They aren't investigating your movements. They don't need an alibi from you.
Exactly. Unless you literally committed a crime, nobody needs the timeline.
What they want is the highlight reel. Think about sports. When you watch the highlights on TV, you don't watch the players stretching on the field.
No.
You don't watch them drinking water on the bench. You watch the goals. You watch the big saves. You watch the drama.
That is such a freeing concept for learners, I think. In conversation, people just want one or two interesting details. They really do not need the full schedule.
That takes so much pressure off, doesn't it? You just need one thing. And that brings us to the idea of the hook. This is something we saw in the sources that I think is brilliant for social interaction.
The hook is vital. Think about fishing. You need something on the end of the line to catch the fish.
Right.
In conversation, a hook is a specific detail that invites the other person to ask a question. If you just say it was good, there is no hook.
It's just a smooth surface.
Exactly. The fish swims away. The conversation dies right there.
Right. It was good stops the interaction completely. But give us a good example of a hook. How do we bait the line here?
A good example would be, I found the best pizza in the city. Boom. That's a hook.
Oh, yeah.
Because naturally, as a human being, what do you want to ask next when I say that?
I immediately want to ask where. What kind of pizza? Was it deep dish? Was it thin crust? Like, I have so many questions now.
Exactly. You've created curiosity. You have invited me into your world. That is the power of the hook. You are giving the other person permission to speak and ask about you.
And hooks don't have to be crazy either. You don't have to say, I flew a helicopter this weekend.
Right.
A hook can be incredibly simple. You could just say, I finally caught up on my sleep.
Oh, that's a great one.
Because the question then automatically becomes, oh, were you really tired? Or rough week? And boom, it starts a dialogue.
I love that. Okay, let's shift gears and get a little bit technical for a moment. We have the strategy now, the highlight reel, and the hook, but we need the mechanics to actually say it.
Right, the nuts and bolts.
So welcome to segment 2, Grammar Foundation. We have to talk about the past simple.
We do. And I know grammar can feel dry to some people, but this is literally the engine that drives the car.
Yeah.
If the engine is broken, the car does not move. So here's the golden rule. The weekend is finished. It is over. It's fully in the past. Therefore, we must use the past simple tense.
It sounds so obvious, right? But we see this error all the time, don't we?
Constantly. It is probably the most common mistake for intermediate learners. A learner will get all excited to tell their story, and they will just slip right back into the present tense.
Yeah. They say, I go to the park or I watch a movie.
And to a native speaker, that sounds really confusing.
It does. Because I go to the park implies a habit. It means you do it every single day or every single weekend. It's a routine.
Exactly.
But if you did it last Saturday, a specific defined time in the past, you have to say, I went.
I went. Okay, let's break down the verbs a bit. We have two categories here. Regular and irregular. Let's start with the easy ones. The regular verbs.
The regular verbs are the obedient ones. They follow the rule.
They are the good citizens of the grammar world. All you have to do is add ed to the end of the word.
But there is a huge pronunciation trap here that the source guide highlights. It's not just about the spelling. It is about how it actually sounds.
Yes, this is so important.
Let's look at some examples. Watch becomes,
Watched.
cook becomes, clean becomes, visited becomes.
Relaxed.
So for everyone listening right now, I want you to notice that sound at the end. It is not always a hard ed syllable.
Right. We do not say watch-eyed.
No.
We don't say cook-ed.
Exactly. That sounds very robotic. It breaks the flow of the sentence. Usually it's just a soft T-D sound. Watched. It just flows right off the tongue. I watched a movie. Not a movie.
Now here is where it gets really interesting and slightly annoying for language learners.
Yeah.
The irregular verbs.
The rebels of the English language.
Total rebels. These verbs do not follow the rules at all. They refuse to wear the uniform. You absolutely cannot add ed to them. You just have to memorize them. There's no other way around it.
And unfortunately, the most common verbs we use for weekend activities are almost all irregular.
Of course they are.
Let's run through the big ones because these are the verbs you are going to use every single weekend. The biggest one by far is go.
You never ever say I goed.
Please no.
If you take one single thing away from this deep dive, never say I goed. It changes completely to went. I went to the park. I went to the store.
What about the verb see
See becomes saw. I saw a movie, not I seed.
and eat?
Ate. I ate a massive burger.
Do.
Did. I
Oh.
did my laundry. Met. And this is a super common mistake, too. People say, I meet my friends last Saturday.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
No. It's, I met my friends. Just one E.
And the last big one is have. We use this for absolutely everything. Having fun, having lunch.
That one becomes had. I had a busy weekend. I had a great time. It's soft and it's quick.
Okay, so we've got the statements down, but a conversation is a two-way street. We need to be able to ask questions too. This brings us to the helper verb did.
This is where the logic of English gets a little strange for some learners.
Yeah, it's unique.
When you ask a question about the past, you need a helper. That helper is did. And here is the analogy that I think explains it perfectly. Did is a thief.
I really love that explanation. Did is a thief. Explain how that works.
It is. So when did enters the sentence to ask a question, it literally steals the past tense from the main verb. It carries the burden of the past so the main verb doesn't have to do any work.
Okay, so you don't say what you do. That's missing the helper completely. You say, what did you do?
Exactly. And you don't say where you went. Because did has already stolen the past tense.
Right.
If you say did you went, you have two past tenses fighting each other in the same sentence.
Right. Did is already in the past, so go just stays in its base form.
Exactly. Where did you go?
Mhm.
Did takes the weight so go can just relax.
Where did you go? What did you do? Did you have fun? It's a rhythm you really have to get used to hearing and saying.
And it connects back to the bigger picture of fluency.
Mm.
When you master these simple structures, you stop translating in your head and you start feeling the rhythm of the language. It becomes automatic.
Ideally, yes. Now let's move to segment 3, vocabulary. We really want to move beyond good and fine. And to do that, we need to categorize our weekends.
We noticed in the source material this really fun idea of two types of people, or maybe two types of weekends.
Yeah.
We have team stay at home and team let's go.
I love this concept. I feel like I oscillate between these two teams depending on the week.
Oh, for sure.
Team stay at home is all about relaxing, recharging, maybe being a little lazy. And Team Let's Go is active social out and about.
Let's equip team stay at home first.
Yeah.
If you had a quiet weekend, the challenge is describing it without sounding boring.
Right.
You need words that make that quietness sound like a positive thing.
The first word on our list is low-key. I use this all the time.
Low-key is a fantastic adjective.
Right.
It means calm, simple, quiet, not flashy. If you say I had a low-key weekend, it sounds sophisticated.
Yeah, it sounds intentional.
Exactly. It sounds like a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Saying it was boring sounds negative, like you had no friends to hang out with.
Right.
But as low-key sounds like you needed a break, and you actively took it.
Next up, we have sleep in. This is the absolute dream.
To sleep in means to sleep later than you usually do.
Yeah.
If you wake up at 7 a.m. for work every single day, but on Saturday you wake up at 10 a.m., you slept in.
And notice the past tense is irregular there. I slept in.
Correct.
What about catch up on?
This is a great phrasal verb. To catch up on something means to do things you were behind on.
Oh.
You have a backlog. So you can catch up on sleep, or catch up on laundry, or catch up on emails. It implies you were productive, but in a restorative way.
Speaking of TV shows and being restorative, we have to mention binge watch.
A very modern term, but so necessary. To binge watch means to watch many episodes of a series in a row.
Yes.
You don't just watch one, you watch 5 or 6. I binge watched a new series on Netflix. It's a very relatable hook, because let's be honest, everyone does it.
Guilty as charged. And then we have unwind.
To unwind, think of a string or a clock that is wound up very, very tight.
Okay.
That's you during the work week. Stress tight. On the weekend, you let that tension go. You loosen the string. You unwind. I needed to unwind after a stressful week.
And finally, for this team, take it easy.
Very similar to unwinding. It just means to relax and do nothing stressful. I just took it easy. It's a really great natural phrase to end your answer with.
Okay, so that covers the chill weekend. But what about Team Let's Go? What if you're really busy?
First up, we have run errands.
This is such a common native speaker phrase. Instead of giving the police report like, I went to the bank, and then I went to the store, and then I went to the post office, you just say,
I ran errands. It neatly summarizes all those small, necessary tasks of life. Buying groceries, going to the dry cleaners, picking up a package.
Right.
I ran errands all Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And note, the verb there is run. So the past tense is ran.
Then we have grab. This is very casual.
Yes, instead of saying I ate lunch with my friend, which
Mhm.
is perfectly correct but a little bit formal, we often say I grabbed lunch or we grabbed coffee.
Yeah, grab.
It implies it was casual and maybe a bit quick. It sounds very friendly and relaxed.
Hit the road.
This means to start driving or to start a trip. If you went away for the weekend, you can say, we hit the road early on Friday. It sounds very dynamic.
I love that one. It sounds like you're in an action movie. We hit the road.
Yeah.
What about on a whim?
This is for the spontaneous people out there. If you do something on a whim, you do it without planning at all.
Okay.
You just decided in the moment, we went to the beach on a whim.
And finally, how do you feel after a team Let's Go weekend? You are usually exhausted or wiped.
Wiped is such great slang. It means completely drained of energy.
Like a battery.
Exactly like a battery that is at 0%. I was wiped after the hike. It's much more expressive than just saying I was tired.
So for you listening right now, think about your last weekend. Were you low-key or were you wiped? Using these specific words adds so much color to your story.
It changes the image completely.
All right, moving on to segment 4, the Common Mistakes Clinic. These are the traps that trip absolutely everyone up.
We call this the clinic because we are going to diagnose and cure these issues right now.
Yes.
The first one is a classic confusion, a false friend for a lot of languages.
Yeah.
Fun versus funny.
Oh, this one is huge. I hear this all the time. Someone will say my weekend was funny.
And unless you went to a comedy club or you saw a clown fall down in the street, your weekend was probably not funny.
Let's distinguish them clearly. Fun is enjoyable. Funny makes you laugh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The party was fun, meaning you enjoyed it. The clown was funny, meaning he made you laugh. The hike was fun. The movie might have been funny if it was a comedy.
So you really never want to say my weekend was funny unless it was literally a series of comedic errors. You want to say my weekend was fun.
Correct. It was so much fun.
Next trap. Bored versus boring.
This is the dangerous one. The absolute trap here is saying, I was boring.
Listeners, please listen carefully to this. If you say I was boring, you are telling the world that you are not an interesting person.
Right. Boring describes the thing that causes the feeling. The movie was boring.
Yeah.
The book was boring.
Yeah.
Bored describes your internal feeling. I was bored.
So I was bored because the movie was boring.
Perfect. Just remember ED is usually for your feeling. Bored, excited, tired. And ING is for the thing causing it. Boring, exciting, tiring.
That is a really great rule of thumb. Finally, let's talk about forgetting articles and those little words like and the.
It seems so small, but dropping these little words makes your English sound broken. Learners will often just say, I went to park.
It sounds robotic.
It does. It completely stops the flow. You need to say, I went to the park. Or I saw a movie. Not I saw a movie.
I saw a movie. I went to park. It sounds like a caveman, honestly.
It really does.
I went to the park. I saw a movie.
Small words, big difference in fluency.
Okay, we have the grammar, we have the vocabulary, we have fixed the mistakes. Now let's put it all together in segment 5, interactive practice and role play.
We are going to act out a natural conversation for you. I want you, the listener, to pay close attention to the hooks, the adjectives, and the follow-up questions we use.
I will start us off. The scenario is, it is Monday morning, we are at work, and we're standing by the coffee machine. Ready?
Ready?
Hey, how's your weekend?
It was actually really productive. I finally caught up on some chores and cleaned my apartment. How about you?
Nice. Mine was pretty low-key. I grabbed brunch with my sister and then just chilled at home. I binge-watched that new drama everyone is talking about.
Oh, was it good?
Yeah, it was intense. The weekend just flew by, though.
And
Okay, let's deconstruct that. Why did that work so well?
several reasons. First, notice the adjectives. I didn't just say it was good. I said it was actually really productive.
Right.
That tells you exactly what kind of weekend I had. It creates an image.
And you use specific verbs, too. Caught up on chores. That paints a picture.
Then you countered with low-key.
Yeah.
So immediately, I know you were relaxing, you used grab brunch and binge-watched. These are really vivid words.
And crucially, we both asked follow-up questions. You asked, how about you? And then later you asked, was it good? That kept the ball moving back and forth.
It wasn't a monologue. It was a dialogue. It was like a tennis match.
Exactly. Now it is the listener's turn. We are going to do some active practice. I am going to read a key sentence slowly. I want you to repeat it out loud wherever you are.
Yeah, in the car, in the shower, walking the dog. Just say it.
Don't be shy. Speaking out loud is the only way to build that muscle memory.
Okay.
Number 1, I caught up on some sleep.
I caught up on some sleep. Good. Notice the link between up and on, catch up on. It flows together. Number 2, I ran some errands on Saturday.
I ran some errands on Saturday. Remember, past tense ran, not run.
Number 3, it was a low-key weekend.
It was a low-key weekend. Feel the vibe of that word, low-key. It's relaxed.
Number 4, I went hiking with friends.
I went hiking with friends. Not, I go hiking. I went.
Number 5, I was totally wiped out.
I was totally wiped out. Really emphasize that wiped. You are tired.
Great job, everyone. So moving on to segment 6, advanced tips for connection. We mentioned the hook earlier, but there is another level to this called the vibe check.
Yes.
This is all about emotional intelligence.
The vibe check is crucial.
Yeah.
Before you launch into your long weekend story, you have to check the other person's energy. Are they rushing? Are they holding a massive stack of papers and looking stressed?
If they are, keep it short. Give the Twitter version of your weekend. Just say it was great, thanks. You.
Exactly. Read the room. But if they are leaning back, holding a coffee, looking relaxed, that is your green light to tell a story. Match their energy. I also love the one thing rule we found in the sources. This is for anyone who gets really nervous.
If you are nervous, your brain freezes. We know this. To prevent that, prepare just one thing to say before you walk into work or school. Just one sentence.
For example, I read a book. That's it. Focus on that one sentence.
If you have that one sentence ready in your pocket, you don't have to panic search your brain. You have your anchor.
Yeah.
I read a book. I saw a movie. It just gives you the confidence to start.
And lastly, I really want to talk about embracing the do-nothing weekend.
Yeah.
We often feel this weird pressure to sound exciting all the time.
Right, like I climbed Everest. I learned to fly a plane.
But that is not real life.
Right.
It is perfectly okay to tell people you did absolutely nothing. In fact, people often relate to that more. We all need rest.
A great phrase for this is I did absolutely nothing and it was glorious.
Oh, I love that. Or you could say it was very relaxing. I needed to recharge.
That shows confidence. You aren't apologizing for resting.
Yeah.
You are owning it.
I needed to recharge.
Yeah.
That is such a powerful sentence. It explains why you did nothing.
It frames it as self-care, not laziness.
Well, we are coming to the end of our deep dive today, so let's do a quick recap of what we've covered.
We started with the highlight reel. Remember, give interesting details, not a list. Then we covered the grammar. Past simple's non-negotiable here. I saw, I had.
We gave you vocabulary for both team stay at home with words like low-key and unwind and teamwork. Let's go with phrases like run errands and hit the road.
We cured the fun versus funny and bored versus boring headaches. And we practiced using specific, vivid language.
The main takeaway is this. You do not need an exciting life to be good at English. You just need the right words to describe the normal life you already have.
That is so true.
So here is your speaking challenge for this week. I want you to think of one thing you did last weekend. Just one thing. Make one clear sentence using a past tense verb.
And say it out loud right now. Or if you can write it in the comments or text it to a friend. I cooked pasta. I went for a walk. I slept in.
Small steps lead to big confidence. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are just proof that you are trying.
Absolutely. Remember, connection is the ultimate goal. Be real, be yourself, and the English will follow naturally.
Thank you so much for tuning in to English Refine. We really hope you feel a little more ready for that Monday morning question.
Have a great week and keep talking.